Gemini, how are you gorgeous people? This is Debs and we are here for your reading for July 2025. And Gemini, in my usual vision, I simply saw someone wandering into their house and they closed the door and stood there looking at a rather nice room. And they simply said to themselves, wow, that was an incredible person. I am so very lucky. And that was the end of the vision. So Gems, I'm not sure whether or not you're going to meet someone and it's going to make you view your life very differently, maybe far more optimistically. It may be, Gem, you're in a supermarket and you turn around and you realize that the person behind you is in a wheelchair. It may be, Gem, you get talking to somebody out of thin air at a market garden stall or something like that, and you realize they're homeless. After this meeting, Gemini, you're going to be deciding to put a lot more effort into your life. Whoever this person is, Gemini, is going to cause you to recognize how lucky you are in the life that you're living. And guys, this is all relative, okay? But this person is going to change things for you. Archangel Michael saying that's the message. So let's see what comes through in this reading. Let's expand on this. Let's have a look and see how this is going to unfold. So the deck that I'm using, guys, is the Anvil Tarot. As you'll recognize by now, I'm sure you watch more than one of these readings. I'm switching things up just for this month. I thought each individual sign, I'm going to use a different deck. So here we go. Archangel Michael, can we elaborate, please, for my lovely Geminis? What is this all about for Gemini? I'm seeing somebody on a bus and they're complaining it's raining and they're tired, their feet ache. This person may have just come out of a 9-to-5 job, you know, oh, God, I wish I wasn't in this job. And they're turning around and they're noticing that the person behind them is blind. They've got this white stick. It's going to be a very significant meeting, Gemini. It's going to shift things for you. Yeah, for sure. You're going to remember this for years to come, is what Archangel Michael is telling me. Let's have a look. The High Priestess. So Gemini, you could be meeting a Pisces who's been through it. Or Gemini, with a High Priestess, there's something you don't know about a person you're going to meet. They may seem like a mystery. You may assume they're living a really good life. Crossing that is the Eight of Wands. Now, this is interesting because the High Priestess doesn't speak. So Gemini, you are going to be communicating with this person. You're going to be making the first move. And I don't think this is romantic, guys. I think this is someone who's just going to cause you to look at where you are in a very different way. In the past, my lovely gems, you had some kind of justice. Maybe a situation turned out in your favour. Maybe something went through. Maybe you got yourself an amazing job. Justice can be a legal contract. After that time, the Knight of Pentacles. So Gemini, you may have received a lump sum of money. You may have worked very hard for this, but money came through for you. Or you may have moved into a beautiful relationship. On your mind, Gemini, is the Four of Swords. You may find out this person's been through a battle. You may find out they're not well. You may recognize, Gemini, that this is someone who might have faced a lot of challenges, but they survived. This is someone with a very strong survivor's instinct. In the immediate future, the Ten of Pentacles. Gemini, you are in a very stable place in your life, financially very stable. You may, of course, be in a long-term relationship, or maybe, Gemini, you had a stream of good luck. It may be, Gemini, you found an amazing job. It might be, Gemini, you had a windfall of money come in. You're sitting there contemplating meeting this person. In your fears, guys, is the 9 of Cups. Fearing, Gemini, that when you look at your life from somebody else's perspective, there may be a sense of guilt. Wow, look at me, sat in the 10 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. I have been a bit overindulgent recently. I got everything I want compared with this person. I don't think the divine wants you to feel that way. I simply believe that they're putting this person in your path for you to recognize how good you've actually got it. In the environment, Gemini, which I think is the energy of this High Priestess, I don't think this is you. This is someone you're meeting. Yes, wow. So they have gone through the 10 of Swords. Wow. Look at the difference, Gemini, is what Archangel Michael is saying to me to tell you. Look at the difference. You're there sat in the 10 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups, whereas this person is facing the 10 of Swords. In your hopes, my gems, is the King of Pentacles. So Gemini, you may be hoping to remain financially stable with the King of Pentacles, or as a feminine gem, you may be hoping to be with a King of Pentacles. And the outcome, the Sun. A lot of happiness, but also a sense, Gemini, of illumination. Illumination may be pertaining to how lucky you actually are. Clarification for you. The Page of Cups. Gemini, you may be hoping to draw this person further into conversation. You may be hoping that if you simply say, I'm sorry you had to go through that, I'm sorry you faced all these difficulties, it's going to be enough. I don't know, Gemini, whether or not this is someone who's going to be part of your life, or whether or not this is somebody you're just going to be interacting with temporarily. This is somebody you may meet on the street. I don't know. The Hermit, Virgo energy. Gem, you may realize that you've gone deep into introspection with the Hermit. Really thinking about this situation, this person, when you walk away. So it could be a very brief conversation, but you're going to find out enough to understand that they have been through it. In this High Priestess's energy, Ace of Swords, I feel this is someone who's recognized a truth, and the truth was she was betrayed. She's faced a very painful ending. But this is someone silent. This is someone who's keeping that hurt and pain inside themselves. I feel this is someone who is quite proud. They may not want their private life to be talked about. I'm hearing from Archangel Michael the tip of the iceberg. This is someone who's naturally quite reserved. They may keep themselves to themselves. I feel this is someone who is carrying on, marching uphill with the hope that things are going to improve, is what I'm hearing. The 9 of Wands. Yes, Gemini, this is someone who is sort of hanging on in there, keeping their fingers crossed that life is going to be kind from now on. Because I feel as if this person has faced not only one tower, but several towers throughout their life. It's as if they're almost steeling themselves for the next thing that's going to happen to them. But they're very strong. They're very wise. They've learned a lot of lessons. And I'm feeling throughout all this, they've kept the faith, which Gemini, you may find astonishing. It's going to cause you, Gemini, to be very much up in your head, thinking about your life, your experiences, your memories, people that you met, the path that you've walked down. Six of Cups. You may be deep in the past. You may be thinking about your childhood. You may be thinking about your children, if you've got kids. The Five of Wands. You may be, Gemini, thinking about times where you fought very fiercely to get where you wanted to be. Fought off the competition, been a little bit ruthless, maybe. Wow, Five of Swords. You may have sabotaged situations. You may have been a bit cutthroat at certain times. Page of Swords. You may have been a bit sharp with people, a bit blunt. A lot of Swords energy there. So Five of Wands, Five of Swords, Page of Swords, and you're looking at the past. I'm not sensing, Gemini, you're looking at the past, feeling a sense of guilt or regret. But for some of you, when you get talking to this person, you may look back and think, yes, I could have handled things differently with certain people. I could have been a bit more compassionate, a little kinder, maybe. So, Gems, let's get into this. You're going to be having this conversation with this person. They're not going to say very much, but you're going to find that you're able to get this person to open up a little bit. But you're going to have to do most of the talking. They may be a bit reserved. They may be, again, just a very private person. You're coming through as the King of Swords. You're coming through as a masculine. The Eight of Swords. And directly after this conversation, Gemini, you're going to be doing a lot of thinking. A lot of thinking. Wow, guys. Judgment. You may be thinking about a Sagittarian, or you could be thinking, Gemini, about decisions that you've made in your life, major decisions. Yeah. Seven of Wands. I don't know, Gem, whether or not you're going to recognize that you maybe at times were a little defensive. You know, I want to do things this way, my way, and it might have affected other people negatively. In the past, guys, with Justice, you may have got a really good job, or you may have signed a legal contract which brought you a lot of money. Something like that. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Gemini, you may have made a lot of money on a house and had no problems for the rest of your life. And after that time, Gem, with the Strength card, you may have communicated with a Leo, or you could have Leo in your chart, but you may have concentrated on yourself, held back, taking care of your health, that sort of thing. After that time, Gemini, with the Knight of Pentacles, you either pulled in another lump sum of money, or you may have said to someone, I'm going to be able to do what I promised you, is what I'm hearing, but it's going to be not for quite a long time. It's going to be a long time coming. So you may have said to someone, look, I can help you out, but not for 5-10 years, you know, I'm watching my money, that sort of thing. There's something here, Gemini, about you saying to someone, I'm going to do this, but not now, right? Not now. Yes, yes. You may have given just a very small amount of money to a child, Page of Pentacles. It might have been more of an olive branch. Gosh, Gem. Knight of Swords. And you may again have been a bit abrupt, a bit, dare I say it, a bit cold. I mean, the way I'm reading this is you saying to somebody, this is all you're getting. Sorry, that's it. And then heading off. Okay, Gemini, the Chariot. So this High Priestess could be a Cancerian, or you said what you said. I'm sorry, I can't do anything else. I can only give you this little thing or this amount, or it was very small, Page of Pentacles. And you were quite strong about the fact that there wasn't going to be anything else, and then you just left, Chariot. You thought to yourself, that's it. I don't know why these energies have come through for you, because these are pretty challenging gems. It could be that this is what you knew you did in the past, and looking back, you may be thinking, gosh, yes, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that. And it might be because after a conversation with this High Priestess, what you're realizing is if you could turn back the clock, you would have done things differently in your life, maybe. Because in your thoughts, Gem, we have the Four of Swords, which is you pulling back and doing a lot of thinking by yourself. 2020 on the clock, if that means anything to anyone. What are you thinking about? You may be thinking about the Seven of Swords. Maybe looking back, you did a few things that you regretted. Maybe, Gemini, with the Two of Wands, you knew you needed to make a decision, but you didn't make it. You just sat at crossroads. It might have affected someone else. The Fool, Aries energy. Or maybe, Gem, what you're recognizing is you did take some risks which might have affected people that you cared about in your life, that you didn't see until you look back. God, you know, if I'd really thought about this, I would never have done that, right? Gem, I don't want this to be a reading where you're listening to this thinking, God, you know, you're just flagging up everything I feel guilty about. Because I feel, Gemini, the divine wants this to be a reading where you simply sit in a place thinking, I'm really lucky. I'm really lucky compared with whoever this is. So in the immediate future, Gems, we have the Ten of Pentacles, and in stark contrast, we have this High Priestess sat in the Ten of Swords. So, Gem, you have a lot of stability, or you're in a beautiful, loving relationship, very stable. This is someone who I feel is on their own. They've gone through betrayal. They've faced a painful ending. They've had to cut free of the past, but they are sitting in the Nine of Wands. It's as if they don't really understand why they had to cope with what they had to cope with. Why did I have to go through this? Why was life, I'm hearing, so cruel? Okay. So Archangel Michael, when do we have the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords for my Geminis? Thank you, Michael. 8th of August. Okay, you may need to wait until next month, guys. Archangel Michael is pointing forward. 24th of December. Gems, are you going to do something really lovely for this person? Are you going to find out where they live and send them something, or are you going to try to contact them again? And it may be at Christmas time. You may give them a very generous gift. Gems, I feel this is you wanting to give. Because this is you looking back thinking, I've been so lucky in the past, but you know what? In retrospect, I maybe could have been a bit more generous. I could have been a little bit more kind-hearted, a bit more compassionate. Gem, you may have been driven to just be very successful in your life, or you may have just grabbed opportunities and run with them, or fought off the competition. I feel, Gemini, you're looking back thinking, maybe that wasn't the right mindset. I have been successful because of that. I am sat in the 10 of Pentacles, but now I'm looking back thinking, maybe I should have done things a bit differently. So let's have a look, first of all, at this person. What is this person's energy? What's this betrayal all about? The 2 of Pentacles. This person could have faced betrayal financially. They may be left juggling 2 pentacles, a bit worried. Wow, guys. The Hierophant, Taurian energy. But this person has kept the faith. They plodded on, doing the right thing, following the correct processes. It's as if they're determined to push forward, keeping faith that things are going to improve. Keeping the faith, Gem, that things are going to improve. 5 of Pentacles, they are worried about money. They're also worried that there's going to be no one there to sort of pick up the pieces if they have to face another tower moment. It's going to be all on them again. God, this is a strong, brave person. Yes, you see, they're looking at options. Okay, well, I don't have any money, but there must be a way to make myself feel happier. There must be other options I can look at. God. Gemini, this is someone who is trying to be creative, trying to think outside the box, because they may feel, Gemini, they've been left in a really difficult situation. And you're quietly thinking about this person, thinking about your own stability or your own loving relationship. The Moon. They're hiding what they're really going through, and they are sat in fear. This is someone who is determined to keep a smile on their face. This is somebody determined to stay upbeat, keeping the faith, keeping positive, trying to progress forward, when actually they may feel that everything is against them. This is an amazing person, Gem. Again, the Moon is Cancer, could be a Cancerian. We've also got fire here and swords energy. So guys, let's have a look at the 10 of Pentacles. You're doing very well, or you're in a great relationship. The 6 of Wands. Okay. So Gemini, you may be doing very well in your career, or you may have been very successful in earning a lot of money. You may feel as if you've won in terms of your financial stability. I'm really good. I'm glad, right? The Devil. You may have been successful because you've just carried on working. You may have worked very hard, Gem. You may have been obsessed with your career or obsessed about building financial stability. Nothing wrong with that. But you're feeling for this person. You're feeling for this person. You're feeling all this compassion. You are looking at their life in comparison to yours and thinking, oh my gosh, I have done a few things in the past I shouldn't have done, but I seem to have landed on my feet in the 10 of Pentacles, and I should be more grateful. You may feel, Gemini, that you're changing. You may want to do more. You may be deciding to do things for charity. I don't know. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. Gemini, you could be sat on a lot of financial stability. you're also recognizing that it was destiny that you met this person, because in meeting this person, it's enabled you to see things from somebody else's perspective. Maybe Gemini, occasionally you think, oh God, I'm tired, or I'm getting older, or I'm a bit bored with life. Whereas when you look at this person's life, you're thinking, wow, they've been through it. I'm glad I'm not in their situation. But rather than just sitting there, Gemini, not doing anything about this change of mindset, I think, Gems, you're about to do something pretty amazing. You're about to do something pretty amazing, I think, Gems. Yes, because you're recognizing that this person sacrificed, or you're recognizing that many, many other people in the world sacrifice. You're seeing things from this person's point of view. Now, this person could represent a large group of people who have rough lives, who, for whatever reason, have had to deal with a lot of difficulties. I think, Gemini, you're moving into a beautiful, warm, compassionate energy here. This is a turning point for both of you, Gemini. This is a turning point for both of you. Yes, wow. 6 of Pentacles. Now, Gemini, I don't know whether or not you're deciding to help this person out quite substantially. You could be. You could be dropping by if you know where they live and giving them a large amount of money. It could shock them. This could even be somebody homeless. Or Gemini, you may be realizing you breadcrumbed important people in your life in the past, and you are now wanting to make amends. This person feels as if they gave everything of themselves that they possibly could to other people, but instead, rather than being somehow rewarded by being able to live some kind of comfortable life, they found themselves completely depleted. So, Gem, what you're hoping is to consider your role within this person's life, or it could be your role in beginning to help people that need help. Gemini, you could even be starting a charity. Or this is about this one individual. But there's enlightenment here, Gemini, that with you deciding to give, however you're doing that, it's going to make you very happy. Not only is it going to help this person or a group of people, it's going to feed something inside you, Gemini. Because up until this point of time, there has been a lot of strategy, a lot of swords energy. You have taken risks. I don't think, Gemini, you are facing Judgment Day, but what you're recognizing is from this point onwards, you want to change the way that you interact with people that are far worse off than you. So, the final card, Gem, is the Sun. What are you considering doing here, Gemini? Wow, guys, deep reading. The Star, gosh. I mean, Gemini, yes, you could be communicating with an Aquarian or a Leo with the Sun, but I feel that this is illumination, that you want to heal people or this person. Yes, guys, wow. I'm feeling very emotional for someone here. 3 of Pentacles. Gemini, you may be doing work in a church. With the 3 of Pentacles, you may be deciding to help those in need, leaning on your faith, wanting to collaborate with people, maybe helping them get back on their feet. This could be in general, or this is relating to this High Priestess. Wow, I'm getting a really emotional, intense energy coming through. 7 of Pentacles. I'm almost getting you silently saying to the divine, I am so sorry for my past mistakes. I'm sorry I held back. I'm sorry I wasn't more giving and loving. I'm sorry I was a bit strategic. Gemini, I'm almost getting a confession here, a silent confession with you communicating with Source. A silent confession. Maybe you're looking back thinking, I wasted money. Why did I do that when there were people in this world or this person who was struggling? Why did I do that? What's happening here, Gemini? I feel this is more about you than anyone else. Wow. Gems, you are moving from your King of Swords energy to your King of Cups energy. You're opening up your heart. This is you, compassionate, caring, generous-hearted. This is you listening to people that have gone through difficult times, or really listening to this High Priestess. What are you saying to whomever you're talking to here? Whether it's this individual or a group of people even. Eight of Pentacles. I want to work. I want to work on making things better. I want to put time and effort into doing the right thing, to doing what I can now. Maybe, Gemini, you're realizing not only can you afford to do this, this could be financial, but Gemini, something inside you is going to feel at peace if you do this. There could be something here about making amends. There could be something here about you feeling as if you've been lucky in your life, so you want to help other people, pay it forward somehow. This is really beautiful, guys. And this is going to take a lot of courage from you, Gem. Three of Cups. You may be pulling a group of people together for a celebration. It could be even a charity event. The Six of Swords, because you want this person or a group of people to move to a calmer place in their lives where they don't have to stress, where they don't have to sacrifice, where life isn't so tough. Yes, Gemini, goodness me, guys, the world. You are closing out a cycle, Gemini, of maybe concentrating on yourself and your life, and you're opening up the door to the rest of the world. You could be starting some kind of charity online. You could be traveling quite far to see someone in particular. You're fully embodying the King of Cups energy. This is so beautiful. Do we have a final card for my gems? Temperance. Temperance. This is Archangel Michael. The angels are with you. The angels are guiding you to do this, Gemini. They feel now is the time. They feel you're ready to give, Gem. And that's exactly what you're going to be doing. So Gemini, whether or not this is going to benefit a lot of people, maybe hundreds of people, with you setting up some kind of charity, maybe you're deciding to work in partnership with people who have the funds in order to help other people en masse, or whether or not you're wanting to help this one individual. Everyone's situation is going to be different out there, but Gemini, it's going to make you happy. Making this person or other people happy is going to rebound on you, and you're determined to do this. Beautiful reading, guys. Wow. And an emotional one. You're recognizing how good you've got it, Gemini, compared with other people or compared with this person. It's not only changing your mindset, but you're doing something about this. Okay, guys, so let's close with a message from Archangel Michael. Here we go, gems. Goodness me, this is a rather intense reading, guys. So, Archangel Michael, what do we have for my lovely Geminis? That card flipped. Okay. It's time to leave this unhealthy situation. Archangel Michael, what parts of my life do I need to focus on more closely right now? Thank you for helping me hear your answers and for giving me the courage to make healthy changes in my life. Yeah. Gemini, you are going to be making those changes, okay? So Gemini, I'm leaving the reading there. I really hope it's helped you, and it may have helped my cross-watchers too. And of course, I'll be back before you know it with your next set of readings. See you soon, guys. Bye now.